Hello, this presentation will cover the proposed plan remedy for Operable Unit 1 main facility of the U.S. Finishing Cone Mills Superfund site located in Greenville, South Carolina. My name is Scott Martin, and I am the Remedial Project Manager for the site, and I'll be walking you through this presentation. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, EPA modified the public meeting format to include this video as an alternate way for people to get information about this proposed plan. This video presentation provides the same information as an in-person proposed plan meeting. The goal of this presentation is to provide information about the proposed plan for Operable Unit 1 main facility of the site. Additional details are in the proposed plan and in the administrative record, which are available online at the links shown. The administrative record can be accessed by any computer. The public comment period on this proposed plan will be from March 23rd, 2022 to April 22nd, 2022. Please use the contact information listed here to submit your comments or questions to the EPA. After the end of the comment period, EPA will address all comments and questions in the responsiveness summary, which is part of the record of decision. Superfund sites are discovered when the presence of hazardous waste is known and referred to EPA. Once a site is identified, all existing information is reviewed and the site is inspected to determine its history and effects on the population and the environment. Information collected during the assessment phase is used to score the site according to the danger posed to human health and the environment. If the site meets all criteria, it will be listed on the national priorities list. Once listed, EPA begins a remedial investigation to understand where contamination has spread and what risks the contamination poses to human health and the environment. This involves gathering and analyzing numerous samples of soil, surface water, groundwater, and waste from locations throughout the site and near the site borders. If EPA finds an unacceptable risk, the EPA conducts a feasibility study to develop and evaluate potential cleanup alternatives that would address those risks. EPA presents its preferred cleanup alternative to the community and asks for public comment on a proposed plan. A responsiveness summary of the public comments and the responses to those comments will be created once the comment period ends. Public comments can change the course of action for the site, so it's important to submit any comments you may have. The final cleanup method that is chosen for the site, along with the reasons for its selection, are documented in the record of decision that will be created after the public comments have been addressed. From there, the remedy will be designed and implemented during the remedial design and remedial action. When the remedial action is complete, the last step is to delete the site from the national priority list. Operable Unit 1 main facility is at the proposed plan stage. In 1903, the Arrington family constructed and operated a textile bleaching and finishing facility under the name of Union Bleachery. Between 1903 and 1947, the plant was expanded on several occasions. In 1947, the facility was sold to the Aspen Corporation, and in 1952 to Cone Mills. Cone Mills operated the plant until 1984 under the name Union Bleachery Cone Mills. American Fastprint Limited purchased the facility in May of 1984 and operated under the name U.S. Finishing until November 2003, when the main plant was partially destroyed by fire. In 2003, the main facility area was destroyed by a fire and operations ceased production, and the facility has remained closed ever since. The State of South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control conducted an expanded site investigation which found contamination at the main facility as well as groundwater contamination. In 2011, the site became final on the EPA National Priority List. EPA is conducting the cleanup as a fund lead site, which means the federal government is paying for the cleanup. Shortly after the site was listed to the NPL, the EPA initiated a time-critical removal action at the main facility to remove or contain asbestos that became exposed to the environment after the main facility was destroyed by fire. The site is located approximately 2.5 miles north of downtown Greenville, South Carolina. The site is approximately 260 acres in size and is made up of multiple parcels. Due to the size of the site, the EPA has divided the site into sections which we refer to as operable units. Operable Unit 1 is the main facility area. This is the area where the textile production was conducted and most of the buildings associated with the site are located. Operable Unit 2 consists of the outline areas that are off the main facility property, and OU3 consists of the site-wide groundwater. Today's presentation will focus only on OU1 main facility. This figure shows all the areas that are associated with the U.S. Finishing Cone Mills site. The area outlined in red shows land that was once owned by the facility. As I mentioned earlier, the total size of these areas is approximately 260 acres. You can see the main plant area outlined in black. The main plant area consists of approximately 400,000 square feet of building slab, which remains after the removal action conducted by EPA. The main plant area also contains 10 smaller buildings as well as the former water treatment plant. The upper right side of this figure shows the drained northern reservoir as well as the forested tract. The lower left side of the figure shows the former Aeration Lagoon, the Reedy River Floodplain area, and the northwestern reservoir. The former Mill Village neighborhood is in the middle of the figure. The site is bordered on the west by the Reedy River and on the east by Langston Creek. Just to the south of the site, the Reedy River and Langston Creek combine and then flow south to downtown Greenville. The areas outlined in red on this figure were the topic of a previous no-action record of decision in April of 2021. These areas are called Operable Unit 2 off main facility, and these are the areas that do not pose a risk to human health or the environment and do not require action. These areas total approximately 150 acres in size and were deleted from the National Priority List in September of 2021. On this figure, the areas outlined in red are the subject of this proposed plan presentation. These areas were included as part of the OU1 remedial investigation and are referred to as OU1 main facility. They include multiple areas of concern, or AOCs. AOC 2, Aeration Lagoon. AOC 3, Reedy River Floodplain. AOC 4, basement sludges. AOC 5, former chromium tank and lines. AOC 6, former petroleum lines. AOC 7, caustic plume area. AOC 8, blue pond. AOC 10, soils between main plant and Langston Creek. AOC 11, Alston Street fuel oil storage tank area. AOC 12, water treatment plant, and AOC 16, main plant. After the site was listed to the National Priorities List in 2011, EPA began a site-wide remedial investigation. Today's presentation will only discuss areas that were included as part of the Operable Unit 1 remedial investigation. As mentioned earlier, the no action record of decision was issued for Operable Unit 2 off main facility in April of 2021. The proposed plan for Operable Unit 3, site-wide groundwater, will be issued at a later date. Additional details regarding the site-wide remedial investigation can be found in the administrative record. The preliminary remedial goals for soils in the main plant area that exceed 6.3 milligrams per kilogram for chromium-6 and 21.4 milligrams per kilogram for total chromium will be excavated and disposed of off-site as appropriate. Remedial Action Objectives, or RAOs, provide a general description of what the cleanup will accomplish. AOC 12, the water treatment plant, and AO16 main plant have the following RAOs. The AOC 12 RAO is to prevent human exposure to asbestos-containing material in disposal cells P1 and P2 within the area of AOC 12 water treatment plant. The AOC 16 RAOs are to prevent human exposure to surface and subsurface soils 4 to 5 feet below ground surface with concentrations of contaminants of concern above health-based cleanup goals that are protective of commercial and industrial land uses. Prevent leaching of contaminants of concern in the subslab soil 4 to 5 feet below ground surface underneath undemolished concrete slab of the main plant that could result in groundwater contamination in excess of federal or state primary drinking water standards or above health-based cleanup goals. And also to prevent the release of friable asbestos-containing material into the environment from the powerhouse building. In this picture, you can see the remaining portion of the former main plant slabs and the powerhouse building in the background. This slide outlines the areas that will receive action as part of the proposed alternative. The red outline shows the approximate boundaries of the 2 on-site cells utilized to contain debris and possible asbestos-containing material from the 2011 time-critical removal action. These areas are proposed to receive institutional controls to protect the cover and limit use in the area. The blue outline shows the powerhouse building. The boiler room in this building will receive asbestos abatement to remove friable asbestos. The black outline shows the approximate boundary of the former main plant area. The remaining slabs will be demolished and disposed of as appropriate. Soils underneath the slabs will be analyzed, and soils exceeding cleanup goals will be excavated, disposed of as appropriate, and receive clean soil as backfill. The following AOCs and OU1 listed below meet the EPA's criteria for a no-action remedial decision because there's no unacceptable risk to human health or the environment based on an unlimited exposure and unrestricted land use scenario. AOC2 Aeration Lagoon is outlined in red on this figure. The Aeration Lagoon is located to the west of the main plant area and was once part of the wastewater treatment system at Cone Mills. The Aeration Lagoon contains a sludge at the bottom that was analyzed for metals, volatile organic compounds, and pesticides. The feasibility study for the site initially intended to drain the Aeration Lagoon and contain the sludge. However, after the feasibility study was issued, EPA conducted an additional review of the risks presented by the sludge and determined that they do not represent a risk to human health or the environment. The Aeration Lagoon qualifies for no action. 2 other areas will receive no additional action. AOC3, the Reedy River Floodplain, meets the EPA's criteria for a no-action remedial decision because there is no unacceptable risk to human health or the environment based on the current and reasonably anticipated future land use of recreational use. AOC5, the former chromium tank and lines, require no further remedial action based on a previous removal action conducted under the state of South Carolina oversight that removed surface and subsurface chromium contaminated soil. Any groundwater contamination or residual soil contamination beneath this area will be addressed as part of Operable Unit 3 site-wide groundwater. AOC3, the Reedy River Floodplain, is located approximately 1,000 feet southwest of the main plant. Reports and historical photographs indicate that the floodplain in this area was used for disposal of waste materials from the facility operations, as well as an area which received overflow from the Aeration Lagoon. This area was divided into grids, and the soil was sampled at multiple depths and analyzed for metals, volatile organic compounds, and pesticides. In March of 2013, an asbestos removal was conducted. Post-removal air monitoring did not detect asbestos. The Reedy River floodplain area qualifies for no additional action under the anticipated future use of recreational. The following slides list the summary of the preferred alternative that EPA is presenting in this proposed plan and consists of the following: removing friable asbestos-containing material in the boiler and its ancillary equipment in the powerhouse for off-site disposal in an EPA-approved Resource Conservation and Recovery Act RCRA Subtitle D landfill. Maintaining the soil cover on the 2 on-site concrete line disposal cells located in the AOC 12 water treatment plant area, which were utilized for asbestos-containing waste and demolition debris disposal generated during the 2011 Time Critical Removal Action, or TCRA. Implementing institutional controls to prevent disturbance of on-site cells utilized for asbestos disposal, and excavated soil will be characterized and analyzed to determine RCRA toxicity characteristic hazardous waste due to presence of metals. The continued alternatives are to removing remaining former building slabs in AOC 16 main plant overlying contaminated soils and contributing as source material to chromium contamination in groundwater, removing AOC 16 main plant contaminated soil 4 to 5 feet below ground surface that exceeds the stricter groundwater soil cleanup levels after removal of slab footprint, then backfilling with clean soil, and concrete debris will be characterized to determine if it is hazardous waste debris or industrial solid waste and treated prior to disposal in an EPA-approved off-site landfill, depending on waste characterization. The public comment period on this proposed plan will be from March 23rd, 2022 to April 22nd, 2022. Please use the contact information listed here to submit your comments or questions to the EPA. All mailed comments must be postmarked by April 22nd. After the end of the comment period, EPA will address all comments and questions in the responsiveness summary, which is part of the record of decision. The public will be notified when the record of decision is complete. This concludes the presentation for the OU1 main facility. Thank you for your time.